In this video, we're going to be having a look at our technical drawing sketch plan. The idea of a sketch plan is that while it has less detail than a detailed plan, it is quicker to do, but it's still got to be neat and accurate. What we are going to do is start off by doing construction lines, and we'll get the basic shape of the building for our house. Now, you'll notice I've already done the border and title block, as we did in the previous lesson. To make that a bit quicker, when you've already done one border and title block, you can just lay another piece of paper over the top of it and carefully trace it. And that will save you doing all the measurements and just make it that bit quicker. So my house is going to be 10 meters by 7 meters in size. What I'm therefore going to do, using the 1 to 50 scale, okay, so we can see the 1 to 50, and we can see we've got the 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter. Alright, and each of these smaller lines is 100 millimeters. I'm now going to lay out the ruler on the page so I can see roughly where 10 meters would take me. Okay, or I could do the 10 meters that way, which in this instance I think I'm going to keep it this way round. So I want to leave a bit of a gap top and bottom. Okay, and then I'm just going to sketch these lines. So to do this, I'm using my 6H pencil to keep these lines nice and light. Then on one of those straight lines, I am going to measure my 7 meters and then turn this around and sketch upwards. Now, again, because we're doing it with the 6H pencil, it is very, very faint. So I'll just move this up to the camera a bit, and you can just about see the lines appearing. So it's important for you to actually use that 6H pencil to sketch lightly, and then we can darken them up once we've got them. So I'm just going to very quickly now, I'll explain as I do, but I'll do the external walls 350 millimeters thick. And again, so I've just measured 350 mil inwards on the building. So important, because I've kept the external size of my building the same all the way around. So I don't want my building suddenly becoming bigger. Keep that external size. Okay, and then I will just mark out the positions of some internal walls. So I'm going to put a little closet and a toilet downstairs as we come through the door. So I've made it 1200 wide, 100 mil wall. Then I'm going to do another 1200 for the corridor as we walk into the house, the hallway, and I'll take that up there. So I'll just try and get this done fairly quickly. I'll just do these lines slightly darker so that you can just about see them, but keep yours as light as you can for this stage of the drawing. So closet, and then a downstairs toilet. do my kitchen area at the back. So I've made that 3.5 meters wide. Okay, and then I'll just take my wall of my living area up to that. There we go. So that gives me a basic layout: kitchen, lounge, hallway, staircase is going to be by here, closet and downstairs loo. I will then mark on some doorways and windows. So I'll just centre that on there and make this a 1 metre wide door, so it's quite a wide doorway coming in. We'll have a smaller door to the closet, so I'll just, might actually make the opening 800 for that, but I'll probably do a small bifold door or pair of doors for that. And then our toilet, I'm going to do the door over here, and again make that an 800 wide doorway. Into the lounge, I'll probably just make that opposite the toilet door. Doorway to the kitchen. So again, internal doors I've made 800 wide for the openings. Window, again I'm going to centre the window on the room. So I've measured there, I can see the room is just over 3.6 metres. So at 1800 I'm putting a little mark. And then I want the window to be 1800, so I'm going to centre the 900 millimeters on the mark I left, and then just add a little mark for the window. On the back wall of the kitchen, I'm thinking I probably want kitchen units around that side, an open area maybe for a dining table by there, pair of doors into the garden, window this side. So I'm thinking, let's say we have about 3 meters length of kitchen units. I'll put that by there, and then let's put a window in the middle of that. So we're looking at 1500, and it doesn't want to be a huge window in this one, so maybe a 1500 wide, so I'll centre it on 750. And then over here, just take that wall up to there so I can measure it, and again something in the middle. We've got about from the edge of the kitchen unit to here 3.2 meters, 1600 is the center, so then I'll do another 750 to center it and have another 1500 for a pair of doors. Okay, so what I've actually done now is quite quickly just sketched out the positions of the walls, the doors and the windows. So we got door, window, door, 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 window, pair of doors, and we've got the walls sketched out. So what I'll do then is take my HB and carefully darken up the walls, making sure I don't go over any of the door and window openings. So we just want to take that bit of extra care when darkening up with the HB pencil on those corners. Notice as well, just to make it look nice, I am where the walls meet the outside wall, so the internal and external walls where they meet each other, I'm not going across, I'm just leaving a little gap. That will just make it look a little bit neater and tidier. See, I was a bit careless there. Went a bit too far. And again, notice where we've got T-junctions, I haven't done the lines going across, I've just left it as an open T, and that again just looks a bit neater and tidier. Okay, so there's all of the walls now darkly sketched on there with the HB pencil. So now I will use our 2H pencil, and now I will actually sketch some windows on there. Now, because it's a sketch plan, we're not going to do them in as much detail as we might do on the detail plan. So I'll just do a little line outside the wall by there. Line across on the inside, and a pair of lines I'll just do by there like that. So that represents a window, so we've got a bit of a sill. Notice I'm not actually measuring these, I'm just doing it by eye judgment. Okay, and you can see I've done them just under 100mm, which in reality your windows are going to be about 80mm for the frames, so that just represents the window frame set into the wall. Okay, for the door I'm going to do again just a little bit of a frame. Probably a bit fat on that side. Okay, for the internal ones, because it's a sketch plan, I'm not actually going to put the door linings on there. And on this one, again, just a quick little, well, I'll just do a quick frame by here on this side. And then what I'm going to do is have the doors on the French casements, the doors can open outwards. So just do a pair of lines coming off there. So you'll see what I've done with those doors. I've done the frame, and then on the corner of the frame I've got the lines coming up. Then what I'm going to do is do a measurement between my frames, so that's more like 1400. So I'll line up with the outside of the frame, put a little mark at the 700 for the halfway point. Now, if you want, you can either use a compass or a set square at this point. And what you do is, at that point, just do a little line by there. And if you're using a compass, you would put the point of the compass and then do a circular motion for the swing of the door instead. But you can, as I said, use a set square and just do it as a 45-degree line. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just tidy up top and bottom of the doors, and then you could just quickly use a rubber just to take off the excess there. Just shows you've got some doors in there. Likewise inside, pair of lines. On each doorway. And for this one I got it a pair of doors, so I'm just going to again mark the centre point, while as the others and then just use your rubber just to tidy up again. Make sure you brush away any rubbery bits off the drawing board, because if they get stuck under, sometimes they can create a bit of a mess. Okay, so there's our doors and windows now added. I just want to add a little bit of a staircase by here. Staircases just do as 900 wide. Okay. Now there is some leeway as to how big staircases are, as in steps, depth of the steps and so forth. So I did it 900 in each direction by there, so that gives me 900 by there. I'm going to do a set of winders, so using your 30-60 set square, or adjust it to 30 degrees if you've got an adjustable one. From the corner, come down, flip the set square over, and again from the corner go there, and now you have a set of winders, which is 3 of your steps. Okay. On most properties your steps are probably around the 220 to 250 in size. I'm going to do these on the slightly larger size of 250. Okay, just to make it a bit quicker and easier to draw. Okay, and because it's a sketch plan, I'm not really worrying about putting the banisters or anything like that on this one. So now I'll just measure up here and go 250 a few times. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know I'd have another step by there as well, so that's fine. So that gives me the basic drawing. It would be good just to show some kitchen units. Again, I'm not going to do them in detail. I've marked out my 3 meters for the length across there. 600 tends to be a common depth for kitchen units, so I'm measuring 600 from the walls. Okay, I'll make that 1200 there. So we've got a little run of kitchen units, and I mean we could have a sink there, a cooker over there. But again, that's something we can leave to our detail plan. This is just a sketch plan just to show how it all fits together. So what we'd want to do then is think about our labelling and our dimensions. So for room names, again, let's do construction lines. So I'll just do a few construction lines across there. So construction lines, remember, are in the 6H pencil. They're done very lightly. Okay, and then writing in a HB pencil. So our construction lines, remember, are 3 lines. The centre line forms the top of the lowercase letters. Okay, and we try and write to the lines as neat as we can. WC for water closet. Okay, then we'll go back to our construction lines a minute, and I'm just going to do a quick line outside the building to pick up lengths and breadths of each room. So I'm just putting the little crosshairs showing us where we're measuring to and from. And I will darken these up then and do them neatly. And again, because it's a sketch plan, I'm just going to show the actual lengths and breadths of the rooms rather than showing all the opening positions and the external dimensions as well. So that would be saved for a detailed plan. Okay, going to put some construction lines on for the writing itself. Now, when doing the dimensions, do not turn the writing 90 degrees as you go around the drawing, but keep it all the same way. So that when you're looking at it from the bottom of the page, all of the dimensions you just read as they are in front of you. Alright, I don't want any of them rotated and written up lengthways like that. So that was 3.5 meters. So we write in millimeters. Okay, so 3.5 meters was 3,500. There is no need to write the little mm at the end of it. Okay, it's a standard unit. People will know what it is. I made the WC 1500 and the cupboard 1000. Okay, and across the bottom I did that as 1200. When writing in the last dimension, we can measure it by there. We can see it's 3.6 and a little bit, but we could just work it out just to make sure we get it more accurate. So we've got here 350 mil for our external walls was what we wanted. So we can just have our 7,000 or 7 meters across minus the 700 minus another 100 for each of those, so we're on minus 900, so we're left with 6.1 minus 2.4, so we're now down to 3.7. So I'm going to write 3,700 by here. Okay, and then that just shows me a bit more accurately, just in case when you've done your lines they haven't gone quite as you want. Sometimes little tiny errors can accumulate a little bit, so having the written dimension just helps out a little bit there. 3.5, so we got 10 meters, minus that is down to 6.5, down to 6.4, minus another 700, so we're looking at 5.7 meters. Okay, got construction lines on that side. And then finally we've got this one by here. So we've got 10, 6.5, 1, 2, 3, it's down to 6.2, down to 5.2, 4.2, 3.7. Oh, did I knock off the... No, I forgot to knock off the external walls as well. So it's 3 meters. There we go. Okay, and then we would usually write on here as well, ground floor somewhere, so I will just write that over here, and I'm going to do that in larger letters. Okay, so there is sketch plan of the ground floor. Now, if you're then going to do the upstairs, what you could do to save a bit of time is lay another sheet over the top, trace lightly the outside and trace the staircase, and then you can work from there for the layout of your upstairs.